You might think that the only correct way to respond to the news of Todd Phillips' The Joker origin film was with pompous cynicism, given how much of the internet reacted in the wake of the news. Even the presence of Martin Scorsese, admittedly in just a producer role, wasn't enough to convince people, and so, for a multitude of reasons, the filmmakers face an almighty battle to get this project moving in the right direction. But who would take on the unenviable task of creating a young or pre-Joker Joker? Let's have a look. I'm Ben from Whatculture, and here are 10 actors who should play the Joker in Scorsese's origin movie. Again, just a producer, but that's how titles work on YouTube. Number 10. Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's all be honest here, the minute Scorsese's name came up in consideration for the Joker, another name came up too, that of his artistic muse and long-term collaborator, Leonardo DiCaprio. Admittedly, he's slightly older than most of the suggestions on this list, but there's absolutely no reason why the Joker can't be an older guy when he turns to crime. If they go with an origin where he's an established crime figure who ends up turning, having DiCaprio lead the hard-boiled crime noir they seem to be pitching this as is absolutely lovely, particularly as he's already shown that he can play charismatic anti-heroes and straight-up cartoonish villains. Do it. Number 9. Miles Teller. In the past year, the prodigiously talented and horribly misused, in the case of the Fantastic Four, Teller has appeared for Todd Phillips in War Dogs and under Scorsese in an executive producer capacity, what else, in Bleed for this. Neither of those were as well received as they actually deserved to be, but Teller remains a highly rated young actor. He might seem to be a little one note for something as colourful as the Joker, but we're being led to believe that this is a gritty, realistic portrayal of hard-boiled crime, and that idea sits particularly well with Teller, who definitely has it in him to show off a little more range. Number 8. Bradley Cooper. Much like DiCaprio, Bradley Cooper would offer an older head to the role, but that should in no way discount his claim to it. Cooper has some of the best range in Hollywood, and the idea of him bringing some of what he did with his vocal work as Rocket Raccoon to a full performance is definitely intriguing in this context. He's one of the most surprising and gifted actors currently working, capable of chameleon-like transformations and committed to his characters in a way that often ignores the comparative poorness of the material he has to work with. Number 7. Adam Driver. Ideally, we want an actor who both looks arresting when combined with the Joker's seminal look, and who is legitimately a great actor. Step forward Adam Driver, presumably soon to be free of his Star Wars commitments once Episode 9 is in the can, and with his star firmly in the ascendancy. He's a hugely gifted actor who's already proved with Kylo Ren that he can tackle imposing villains, and there's a sort of delicious otherworldliness about him that marks him out as a very good candidate. Number 6. Elijah Wood. Given the pattern of Batman movies casting unpredictably, see Michael Keaton, Heath Ledger, and Jared Leto, there has to be some allowance for picking completely left-field candidates, and they don't come more left-field than Elijah Wood, who is the archetypal morally good hero in Frodo Baggins. But look beyond that role, and Woods has a rich vein of more interesting, more challenging roles, often playing with serial killer characters in a way that consciously clashes his nice guy looks and disarming charm with a dangerous current under the surface. Number 5. Zac Efron. Intriguingly for Zac Efron, he has the Ted Bundy biopic coming up, which should see him flexing his dramatic muscles a lot more, and which actually puts him in the right frame to play someone like the Joker. Mr. J is not just about weirdness, Jared Leto. He's also compelling because you perversely want to root for him through the sheer weight of his charm. Taking some of what he puts into Bundy, who was devastatingly charming and articulate, and then flipping it to become the Joker would be a brilliant portrait of his origin. Number 4. Peter Dinklage. It's probably a little unlikely that Hollywood will get over the hang-ups to cast Game of Thrones' greatest actor as the Joker, but there's no shaking the idea that such a casting would be absolutely glorious. Now, Dinklage's English accent in the HBO show might be a little suspect at times, but he is a phenomenal dramatic actor with great emotional range, and he would absolutely stun as a new take on the Joker. Just go back and watch things like The Station Agent and X-Men Days of Future Past, where his small stature is absolutely incidental, and you'll see the gifted actor who came as such a gift to HBO for Thrones. Number 3. James Franco. James Franco is exactly the kind of acquired taste that would work wonderfully for the Joker, and he absolutely has it in his wheelhouse to mesh disarming charm with real emotional gravitas. He's a lot more of a gifted actor than he's probably given credit for, and he's also capable of humorous performances, which might be key if we're going to get the Joker as the comedian gone bad in The Killing Joke. Now, he might not be quite as young as some of the other contenders, but he's a natural successor to Jared Leto. Number 2. Jack Gleeson. Since he made a sharp and harrowing exit from Game of Thrones, Joffrey actor Jack Gleeson has mostly dropped off the face of the earth, seemingly sticking to his 2014 vow to retire completely from the industry. If he follows through on that promise, though, we'll be robbed of a very gifted actor and one who'd be a great candidate to play a young Joker. There's something familiar in Joffrey's evil that flirts with the line between accepted high society behavior and the boiling blood just beneath the surface. That would be a great way to establish the Joker, to have him be the personification of a break from reality for someone struggling with balance. Number 1. Will Poulter. After a string of strong performances, Will Poulter may well have found his breakout role in Detroit, which has already landed him a lot of praise. His is a performance that provokes a response, and that's exactly what we should all want from our Joker. He's definitely bound for a lot more work, and it would be a great get by Warner Bros. To land him as the Joker. It obviously helps his cause that he has a particularly enigmatic face too, dem eyebrows, which doesn't take a great deal of imagination to see as Mr. J. And that's our list. Make sure you subscribe to the Whatculture YouTube channel for more lists like this, and don't forget to visit whatculture.com for daily news and articles. I'm Ben from Whatculture. You can follow me on Twitter at confused_dude, and thanks for watching.